Alright, I just want to do a quick review of my SIG p238 that I just got a few weeks ago. It's extreme, and compared to my Glock 42, they're both 380. But I just want to do a quick comparison since I shot this SIG now a couple hundred rounds. Shot this at least over 1,000 rounds now, the Glock, so I know how that is. It's really reliable. Had a few problems at first, maybe like 5 stovepipe or failure, like ejection problems in the first 100 rounds, and then after that it was perfectly fine for the whole rest of them. For the rest of the 1,000 rounds that I shot through it. But this thing has a Trigicon HD night sights on it. It has a Ghost Ink 3.5 pound trigger connector and a +2 mag. I bought an extra mag for it, and I stippled the grip with just a soldering iron from Harbor Freight, like a $5 stipple job. But that's pretty much all I've done to that right now. The factory mags hold 6. You can get mag guts, I think, and they hold 7. And then this is a +2, it holds 8. So 8 plus 1 in the chamber, 9. And the SIG, this one came with 2 mags. This one's a 6 round, this one's a 7 round. And so 7 plus 1 in the chamber, 8 rounds. This is max with this. But this has night sights on it stock, and this has a really pretty nice trigger stock. It says it's like 7.5 or 8 pounds, but it feels probably, I would say it's almost about the same as the Glock is now, but the Glock's probably not really 3.5 pounds. The trigger connector says it's supposed to be 3.5 pounds, but it's probably more like 5.5 pounds, I would say. And this is pretty much close to it. Besides, this is a shorter travel, it's single action, and the trigger on this is actually, I think it's nicer than this one. The reset on this one though is short, so once you shoot the first shot, then the reset on it is not very far. But they're both really accurate. You can hit stuff 30 to 50 yards with them, I'd say, pretty comfortably if you're used to shooting pistols this size, 380s. But this is the Glock. To tear it down, you just pull the trigger, make sure there's nothing in it, of course, and then you pull it back and pull down on them. Just pull it back like a 1/4 inch, and then that's it for that. Slide comes right off. Barrel comes out. Basically, once you get the slide off, they're about the same inside as far as the barrel comes out. Besides, this recoil spring isn't captured. It's like just a spring on a rod, not like the Glock, how it has like a dual recoil spring that's captured and stays together. So to put it back together is the same way. You just want to make sure that that spring, or this part of it's down, seated against there. If not, it won't work very good. And then just slide it on, same way it came off. Make sure it works, and that's it. For this one, rack the slide, and this one you don't pull the trigger. You just pull it back until there's a half moon in here that you can see, right, and you can kind of push up on it from this side and pull it out like that. And then once you get that off, you just slide it forward. This has this ejector thing too, you want to be careful of when you put it back together. But this comes out, ooh, yeah, see, that's not captured spring, so that flies. I wasn't even paying attention to that, but barrel comes out the same, and then put it back together the same way, but this part goes down. And you want to make sure too, like sometimes you won't be able to get the post through here, but the spring, the end of the spring can actually go through that hole sometimes. It only happened like once to me, but I couldn't get the rod through, and I couldn't figure out why for a second. But you just want to make sure it goes in there right. Instead of jamming, you never want to jam anything with guns. Just make sure it goes together right with not a lot of effort. Then the slide, you just put it on there like that, and then push this down just enough that that slides past, and then put this in. You don't push it back at all, just maybe enough that you can look in that hole and see it go completely straight across, that it'll fit right in. It's a little tricky sometimes, but right there. And then you just slide this back until, oops, until the half moon part right there. Stick it in, and that's it. It's done. Same thing, you probably might want to pull the trigger. Put the trigger pull on this. I don't like pulling the trigger a lot on this dry firing it, but if you just pull it, it's not far, and boom, it's a nice trigger. I like it a lot. But that's how you take that apart. And a comparison on these stock on stock, this one's only probably $400, and this one's probably $650 to $700. So there's a big difference in price stock. But with how much money I have into this, these are $130 sights, $25 trigger connector, $25 plus shipping mag extension, and then a little bit to stipple the grip. And the SIG comes with a holster, which it's alright, I guess, if you're just walking through the woods or something, but it's not like you can conceal carry with it because it's out of the waistband unless maybe you're left-handed. But it still won't be very comfortable. But that's alright, I guess. Comes with it for free. The Glock comes with nothing. It comes with 2 mags, and they're both 6-round. This comes with a 7-round and a 6-round, but these mags are about $50 a piece for the SIG, and mags for the Glock are like $25 a piece, maybe 30. I don't know. The guy I buy gun stuff from, his store is a lot cheaper than most places, but they're probably 25 to 35 bucks. These are like 50. So in the end, I have about the same amount of money into both of these is what I'm getting at. So really, the Glock with stuff done to it, and this stock is comparable. Night sights, nice trigger, grippy grips. I mean, and as far as accuracy, all handguns are pretty much accurate. It's just how you can shoot them, but the Glock is harder to rack the slide. I thought I'd say that. I like to pull it back for like a female shooter maybe, or if you have bad wrists. This thing is like really easy, super smooth. This slide racks like glass. It's like smooth, and it's easier to rack that. But other than that, I mean, this is a hair smaller, not really a lot, because with the dovetail and the hammer, I mean, it's, I don't know, probably a ½ inch or less shorter, but it is smaller than the slide because it's got a shorter barrel and everything, but it has the hammer, so that extra space, it equals out to really about the same size. And the height of the handles are pretty close, really. The Glock's a little bigger, not a lot, but with a mag in them, +1, +2, the Glock's definitely bigger than, about the size of a .380 bullet, I would say, roughly. Longer, but I'll take them to the range then and make a video of shooting them. They both shoot really nice. That's why I kept the Glock. I was gonna get just this and get rid of this, but I like this gun, and I'll probably just end up keeping them both. But that's pretty much it for now. Have a good one.